He took us through a great race where we ended up with a lot of safety car and a lot of DNF action. Much fun to watch. Many people ending in walls, not so much fun for them, of course. Now then, we will put up the track map, which is pretty much out of the way of the little box. That's good. Just 12 then have made it to the grid, or to the qualifying session. I don't know if anyone else is coming in late, but as soon as somebody comes out of the garage, we will follow them as we usually do with qualifying. And in fact, it is SFR Keiths who is coming out first. A couple of others making a move now. We'll see who they are. And it looks like a McLaren livery. It's the McLaren Chrome livery for Keiths. As Real Max World comes out. There is Real Max World, and there is Senna. Husky Boo here, coming round. In a livery similar to an Aston Martin. He, of course, last week did the last to first challenge successfully. Let's have a look at TMK. Here he is. He's in the Max Verstappen Red Bull livery. We also have Kevin, who I believe has left the Monday Night League. These are more of an open at the moment. Here's Jaden, he's always quick. A man after my own heart with a bit of pink and yellow in there. And here's Easy Life with that beautiful British Airways livery. So nearly everyone is out on the track. So it was Keiths that came through first, but now somebody's ahead of him, which is rather annoying. We'll find who that is. It is Real Max World who we're going to go with on the opening hot lap. Oh, he's caught the wall on the inside there. That's not going to help him. He might be abandoning this one before he starts. Or maybe just take it to the end to bank a lap, just in case something else goes wrong. Up now towards the castle section. Look away, Charles Leclerc. In that section, of course. The famous I am stupid moment. Very difficult track, this one, Baku. I was delighted to get P2 on Blobby Mondays. Not so delighted, of course, that Baker won. Good evening to Bazza in the chat, and Real Max World has invalidated. So let's go and see Kuskibu. We do expect some times to start going on to the board, but as he was last week's winner and has a lot of pace, Wall of Champions there on his car. Plenty of walls here for champions. As Keiths goes a 143.0. Smug has retired. I'm not sure if Smug's actually binned it. Senna does a 142.7 to take the initial lead. Kusky Boo looks like he's going to smash that, and does. 140.2, a full 2.5 seconds ahead, and there looked like a spare wheel there in the middle of the track, so it looks like Smug has crashed in amongst turn 1 and 2. Smug out of the session and will start from the back. Easy Life at 145.3. Here's Brad Mason. Good evening. I didn't catch who said that, so I will say good evening and then go into my own chat rather than the other one. And Brad goes third, 142.1. Jaden 140.4, and now Simon takes third with 141.5. And I'll just go onto my own chat on here for a second. There. Good evening, Blokimus in the chat. Congratulations on your win on Monday. I was watching on Noodle's stream, hoping obviously that his Red Bull would finish a bit higher than it actually did. Matt Evans, he's got a 146.2, currently the slowest time posted. Kevin is in the middle there with a 142.8. Here's TMK on an outlap. Must have invalidated his previous attempt. Let's see how he does. So Jaden just a couple of tenths behind Kusky Boo at the top at the moment. They're in the 140s, Simon in the 141s, everyone else 142 or worse. A clear pace from the front too.
Don't know what happened to Nuddle. 1 minute he was less than a second behind me and then he just disappeared.
He definitely, I was watching his stream live and he definitely had a bit of a problem on his last set of tyres. They started to go off and he started to go off. He had a couple of spins. He then got stuck a little bit behind Mick for a little while. Mick was doing excellent rear gunner action for Baker, and Baker gained very well on the last lap and the last stint. And Noodles never. And he ended up finishing down in 8th. Baker, of course, making it to P2 with a 40-point gap. He's probably got one hand on the title with 5 races to go. Here is Real Max World because TMK has slowed right down after a little collision with the wall. And there's another collision with the wall, and there goes the front wing of Real Max World. So he's going to have to hobble back to the pits. Here's Jaden. He's slightly up on his time. Oh, and he's hit the wall on the castle there. He's hit the wall coming up the castle section, and that's going to be the end of that attempt. Everybody else is on outlaps or in the pits. Kusky Boo just coming round after the exit of castle. So he will cruise round, save all the energy. Was shot up this main straight, and let's go a full lap with the current pole sitter and last week's winner, Kusky Boo. Showed some incredible pace last week and again so far today. Hologram there of Smug's tyre still in the middle of the road. And look at this, Koskibu, another 2/10 off the time. This one could break 140. No mistakes for him through the castle section. Absolutely on rails. Little bit of a wobble and he's going to abandon it. I think he's going to get out of this one. And a little bit of a wobble on exit. Just as I was saying, he was on rails. And I think that's going to be the end of that attempt. We'll see his end of sector 2 time. And indeed, 3 seconds has been lost. Syme is well down on his first sector as well. Here's Senna, he's a second up. And at the moment the second's only going to take him 1 place up. But still, what an improvement for Senna. Up this long straight towards the line. And it's a 141.6. Goes up to P4. A great lap for Senna. Definitely one of the most improved drivers in the short amount of time he's been with DRS. Winning in the Pro-Ams on Mondays at the moment. And King Kong's bold prediction is that by F124 he will be a DRS champion in the Pro grade, not just in the Pro-Am grade. So big praise from King Kong for Senna, and he's showing just why with a P4 at the moment. Here's Brad trying to get that P4 or better back again. And we'll see what he's doing towards the end of the sector here. He is 7/10 up on his time, and that could be enough for P3. Could be enough for P3 for Brad. And is 141.3 for Brad. Takes him above Syme into P3 and relegates Senna back down to P5. Kevin improved his time to a 142.4. He's now going slowly. Here's Keith's. Boo on his way out once again. Not sure about the clock at the moment because we've got yellow flags blocking it. 4 minutes remaining. And TMK goes to P7. 142.7 for him. And Matt Evans is out. Out is Matt Evans. He'll join Smug towards the back of the grid. Real Max World is back out on track. And now we'll see what pace he's got, because this is going to be a time finally being set by Real Max World. And it's good. It's a 141.8. And that is P6 for Real Max World. Keith's goes to P7 with a 142.2 ahead of Kevin, who is well down on this lap. TMK down in 9th, and Easy Life has improved to a 144, but not enough to come off of P10. Matt Evans and Smug out of the session. Here's Kusky just coming round to start another attempt. I'm leaning too far forward again. Passes a slow moving rival there. No problems with that. And here he comes to start another flyer. Can he break that 140 barrier? We shall see. It will be his last opportunity to do so. With just 2 minutes now left in the session. So he won't hit the flag with this lap, but he'll use all of the battery, I'm sure. And attempt to secure this pole position. Jaden and Brad also out on track, as well as Syme. We'll keep an eye on Syme. Kusky's got a purple sector 1 though. Doesn't want to get impeded here. Hopefully this car will get out of his way, and does. We'll have a look at it as he gets to the end of sector 2 to see just how much time he is making up. It's almost half a second. He's going to break 140 here. Kusky Boo. What a lap this has been. Up towards the line. Eventually down this long straight. And does it. 139.5 for Kusky Boo. Beat that, he says. They won't. Nobody will. Syme back into the pit lane. Jaden starts his attempt. But surely, with a whole second to find, Real Maxwell down the session. That may just be because we're running out of time. Checkered flag is now flying. Jaden 3 attempts over his own personal best. We're going to leave him and go to Brad because he is still in sector 1, so we'll see what he does here. Jaden's out, so he didn't complete that lap. Brad getting through the castle quicker that time. We'll see as he comes to the end of the sector. But he's got so far, almost 2 seconds to make up for pole. He's up 3/10, which is not going to be enough to put him on the front row. It's a nice improvement anyway. Everybody else has finished now. So this will conclude the session. And Brad Mason, is he going to break the 141? Yes, he is. 140.9 for Brad Mason. Puts him into P3. But it's all about Kusky Boo. Last to first last week. Pole this week by almost a second. The man is on fire at the moment. So there you have it, Cusky Boo from Jaden is the front row. There's Brad Mason and Syme, Senna and Real Max World on the third row from Keiths and Kevin. Then it's TMK and Easy Life, Matt Evans and Smug Git. Last of the 12. Not sure if anyone else is coming in. We shall see about that. There will be a pause as ever, during which time I will run for a water break as usual. No league tables to bring you, of course, because these are exhibition races only at the moment until we get a full grid for a Thursday night. But we will be back with a 26-lap race. Drivers told not to ready up until everybody's got their strategies and fuel loads sorted out. So once we see the grid, or the pit wall as it is, in the sunshine here in Baku, doesn't look like any rain forecast, I will take you through tyre choices on the formation lap, and I'll be back in a second. Looks like a quick ready up then today, as we are on the formation lap already. Don't worry, you've not missed anything. Tyre choices then quickly. Cusky Boo's on softs, is the only one. Syme and Kevin are on hards, everybody else on the mediums. So there you go, interesting choices. No rain, it seems, which was the downfall of many on Monday. Don't forget you can watch that race back on Dynamic Racing League UK. And I'll be back on Mondays from now on, as well as Thursdays, with all the DRS action. Shouldn't be missing one now until March on either day. So that's a nice easy one to remember for the schedule. Mondays and Thursdays from 8 PM. And a couple of people disqualified there. Must have had a collision at the back. So they've been fast forwarded to the grid. That's Matt Evans and Smug. Both had incidents in qualifying as well. So then Cusky Boo leads them up. Well, he doesn't lead them up because Jaden's just zoomed past him in an attempt to get to his grid slot a bit quicker. I want a good view of the start, please. Jaden disqualified for parking. I do not want this view for the start, please. It's going to give me this view for the start, so I'm going into with Jaden, who apparently is ghosting. No, he isn't. That's good. Cusky Boo's off the line well, and into turn one, and round goes Brad Mason around almost Round the outside of him. And everybody comes through now. And you see Syme there in the cigarette McLaren. He is in P4 behind Brad. And up the inside go two of them. Two of them up the inside. Senna and Max Weld there. Both passing Syme. He was caught sleeping a bit there. Keiths and Kevin are right in behind. And off at the back is Matt Evans, I think. Everybody's managed to get through, but probably some damage going on there. Husky Boo has already made a second of a gap to Jaden. Then it's Brad, Senna. And Matt Evans is out of the race. Out of the race is Matt Evans. He's in that wall that got Mr. Pickle and Sloth and a few others on Monday in the rain. And Matt Evans' evening ends prematurely. And we have a safety car. It's an early safety car. Keiths seems to be glitching on the timing screen there. He's in 7th at the moment. And Kevin in 8th, then TMK. Easy Life and Smug at the back. Husky Boo leads then, and he will track them up to the safety car. From Jaden, then it's Brad Mason and Senna. Senna got a big trail of cars behind him. Maxwell, Syme, Keiths, Kevin. Into the pits comes Kevin. He was on the hard tyre. He's maybe changed his mind about that, or he maybe needs a new front wing. Indeed, he needs a new front wing. So it's a change of wing for Kevin. And onto the mediums. Ignore Keith's timing screen there in the chrome McLaren. You've got the chrome McLaren behind the cigarette McLaren there. We call it a cigarette McLaren, as if you look at it from a top-down view, it looks like a cigarette. I'm leaning forward too much again. And Kevin will rejoin at the back of the field. So there we go. First lap and first DNF. There could be many more on this track. Ignore the 2-minute discrepancy there with Keiths and TMK. They are actually in line. There is TMK there, just almost brake checking Easy Life. And Kevin catching back up to the field. Kevin's out! Out of the race is Kevin! And again, I think it's that corner just before the castle section. And Keiths is out of the race. TMK has hit Keiths and has put Keiths out of the race. And carnage here in Baku under the safety car. They've not even put up the Amazon strategies yet. Predictions, and we've already lost 3 drivers. Keiths, Kevin and Matt Evans all out of the race. So we're down to 9. Which makes the quite simple task now of finish and get points. Though I'm sure the scoring is slightly different here. In DRS Extreme, these exhibition races. And TMK's into the pits. He must have had damage from that collision with Keiths that he got a penalty for. He'll also serve now, I believe. Indeed he does. So just 9 remain. Another lap of safety car as they tidy up the carcasses of some crashed cars. It's Husky Boo from Jaden. Brad Mason is in 3rd place. Senna is 4th. Then Real Max World from Syme in 6th place. Easy Life now up to 7th. Smug in 8th, and TMK playing catch up. He's on the hard tyre now, and he is going to try and catch the field, hopefully, before they get into Sector 3, so we can go racing again. So through Newcastle they come once again. Kuskibu leading them behind the safety car. Closely followed by Jaden, Brad and Senna. We come towards the end now of Sector 2. And they're all together, so the safety car will be in at the end of the lap. So Kuskibu now has the opportunity to back them up a bit and let the safety car escape back towards the pit lane. Brad really lively, looking for the early jump on Jaden as they trail down towards this big long straight here at Baku, which actually doubles as a main road in normal time. And away now goes Kuskibu, and Brad may get a run on Jaden with a slipstream. And also in behind, having looks for moves, is Real Max World. Syme also having a look. Everybody getting round though. Real Max World, look how close he's got now to the back of Senna. And Real Max World passes Senna and up into P4. Syme, the next ones, have a look at trying to get past Senna. As everyone else comes through that very difficult corner. It's on board with Syme through the castle. Just had to adjust it out of the slide a little bit there. Cost him a tenth or two on the exit. But he remains one of the closest on track to a rival. Smug and TMK closing in on Easy Life as well. Syme though has got the pace. Has he got enough to get past Senna before this DRS reopens? Kuskibu sets the fastest lap of the race, unsurprisingly. Max World looking for a move. Not quite getting it, but he's going to keep going. Brad Mason under real pressure here from Real Max World. Syme putting pressure on Senna. Smug making a move, is he? Not quite. Smug trying to get the better of Easy Life here. Also having to defend from TMK behind him. Here's Real Max World in behind Brad Mason. And through goes Brad, defending well so far. We look further back at Smug Now with TMK all over the back of him. And both of them following Easy Life. DRS should be re-enabled shortly, which will definitely help in terms of overtaking, especially down the long straight. Real Max World's getting close again though, even without the DRS, which is now enabled. Real Max World up into P3, ahead now of Brad Mason. Further back, Syme remains stuck behind Senna. Smug remains stuck behind Easy Life. And TMK is having a look at trying to get past Smug. He's on those fresher tyres. Here goes Smug up the inside of Easy Life. And that is P7 for the Smugster. And TMK is going to try and follow him through around the outside of Easy Life. This is going to be tight. And Easy Life defends. And stays in front for now. TMK will not give it up. Not going for a move into here, surely. And Easy Life went wide. TMK just waited for the mistake. Easy Life went wide. And TMK says thank you very much. And Easy Life has broken a bit of his front wing. We have Brad trying to get back to Real Max World. Kusky Boo a couple of seconds in front now. Ahead of Jaden, who is 5 seconds ahead of this battle here between Real Max World and Brad Mason. Brad's going to have too much speed here, I think. And it's going to go around the outside with DRS. And Syme in the background goes past on the inside with DRS. So Brad Mason takes P3 from Real Max World. And then in behind, it's Syme taking P5 from Senna as Easy Life pits for new front wing. And TMK is out of the race. We've got another safety car. TMK has ended in the wall in turn 1. Easy Life is in the pits. TMK's car has been removed from there. Easy Life has fitted the hard tyres, presumably to try and go to the end, which could help him. When everybody else pits, he'll have caught up with the field, of course. Kusky Boo had built a nice advantage, which will now be nullified. But he will have the opportunity to get a free pit stop off those soft tyres, I will assume. Jaden in second from Brad Mason in third. Real Max World is fourth. Then it's Syme. Senna down to 6th now, with Smug in 7th, Easy Life in 8th, and that's all we've got left. Just 8 of them now. Just 8 of them left now. Who's going to pit here? Is your leader coming into the pit lane? We will soon see as he's coming down the main straight. And yes, he does dive into the pit lane. Jaden does also. Brad is also in the pit lane. Real Max World is. Syme continues on and will take the lead of the race. Syme into the lead. Senna into P2. They did not pit. Smug has not pit either, but he might not get ahead of Kusky Boo. Indeed, Kusky Boo out ahead of Smug. And crucially, Smug is between Kusky Boo and Jaden. So Kusky Boo and Jaden have both gone to medium tyres. 18 laps to go. Less a couple of safety car. Definitely possible. Brad, Real Max World and Easy Life all on fresh hard tyres. Simon started on the hard tyres, so he can continue on for a little while just yet. Maybe hoping for a later safety car now that he has track position in the lead. Senna on the mediums and Smug on the mediums, also yet to pit. They are second and fourth respectively. So hopefully a short safety car this one, just Easy Life to catch up. Don't think he's going to make it by the end of this lap though. So we might have another lap after this one, following the red Mercedes. So many safety cars in the rain in Baku on Monday that King Kong was bringing out some safety car facts and figures for you. Of course, I was in the chat pointing out the Nick Heidfeld incident with hitting the safety car door, which I've seen on TikTok about 1,000 times. So no sign, excuse me, no sign of the safety car disappearing just yet as Easy Life tags on. So it'll be another lap of safety car. Eight laps in, we've got no penalties live on the board. TMK did have one for crashing out Keith's. He got a 5-second penalty but served it in the pits before his later DNF himself. But no track limit penalties so far. Unlike last week in France where they were prevalent. And your race order, Sime, having not stopped, is your leader. Senna is in second, he's also not stopped. Kusky Boo, the long time leader, is now third. Ahead of Smug, who has yet to pit, in fourth. Jaden is in fifth place. Brad Mason sixth. Real Max World is seventh. And Easy Life is eighth. Now, the back three, Brad, Max and Easy Life, could be an advantage here. Being on the hard tyres, they're going to be able to go to the finish. The aim, of course, for Kusky Boo and Jaden will be to go to the finish as well. But with the medium tyres, you never really know if they'll last or not. Here we go on another lap. Past the castle section. The bit just before that, the corner just before that, where we've seemed to have lost quite a lot of drivers this week in Baku. So the safety car will approach the end of sector 2 as it comes around this corner, and I assume it will be in this lap. You will see right now. It is indeed. So Simon will now have the responsibility of pacing the field. Which we will see how he does. We'll see who is going to get a jump this time off the restart. So I'm leaving it very late indeed here. They're very bunched up and they are over the line. And Simon managed to get away a little bit. Kusky Boo is right on the case of Senna now, and Mike Up is inside. Chooses not to on this occasion, but might get him on the exit. And Kusky Boo is up to second. In behind, Smug. And Jaden scrapping. Jaden's going to go around the outside of Smug. And up into P4 goes Jaden. Kusky Boo already all over the back of Syme. And he's going to go up his inside. And Kusky Boo takes the lead back. Jaden desperate to get after him. He's going to go up the inside of Senna. And Brad has passed Smug also. It's all go up into the castle section. Maxwell chasing Smug now. And Jaden getting to Syme up the inside. And that is P2 for Jaden. But Kusky Boo's already 2 seconds up the road. Almost impossible to keep up with a man. Brad Mason going side by side with Smug. I'm sorry, that's Max Weld going side by side with Smug. And passes Smug. Brad is chasing Senna. No DRS for 3 laps, of course, after a safety car. Brad might not need it. He's looking for a move. Pulls to the outside. And he's going to go past Senna around the outside. Senna really tried to defend and got it all wrong. And Max Weld said thank you very much and took him as well. So Senna drops to 6th. And for the drivers who stayed out, it's not gone well so far. Since the restart. Syme dropping to P3. Senna and Smug to 6 and 7. Max Weld and Brad now chasing Syme. And what is Syme going to be able to do about it? Can he defend at all? Still needing to pit. The front 2 are gone. But this is the battle for P3 at the moment. And boy is it close. Maxwell just having to back off a little bit there. They were really nose to tail. Smug is keeping Senna company in a similar fashion. We'll keep an eye on that. But Brad closing. Is he going to be able to make the move down the straight? Kusky Boo sets the fastest lap of the race. And Brad is going to pass Syme, and so is Maxwell. They're going to go 3 wide. 3 wide here. Maxwell up the inside. And Brad keeps it in. Senna pits. Both then, Brad and Max passing Syme there. Senna pitting has released Smug into 6th place. He's got Easy Life just behind him. Senna will rejoin in last place. Max Weld chasing, trying to get to Brad Mason and that P3. Thrilling action at the moment. After safety car restarts, bunched everybody together once again. Not that you'd know it if you're watching the front 2, because they are clear. I think so far the only thing the safety car has really done for the top 2 is stop them lapping people, because such is their pace. Closest battle on track then is the one you're watching between Brad Mason and Max Weld. They've dropped Syme now by a couple of seconds. Similar gap to Smug, who's got a similar gap back to Easy Life. And Senna is detached at the back as Maxwell does get the move on Brad Mason. He had to wait for DRS to come back up, but he's got it now and he's into P3. Brad will not give up on it, of course, and he will try and chase him down. They seem to have similar pace, these two. They're on exactly the same tyres, having pitted under that last safety car. A bit of contact there. Possible bit of contact from the back, or from Brad into the back of Maxwell. Hope there's no damage. They still seem to be duking it out. Very, very close together, these two. In quite similar designed cars. Brad then still staying close to Max here. But can he get a move? Can he get back up into P3? You see Syme in the background there, 4 seconds back. He is playing the long game with his tyres, as is Smug. Brad too far back on this occasion to get anything going in terms of a move. Syme and Smug still not pitting. Over half race distance now. And just 8 remain of the 12 who started. We have lost Matt Evans, Kevin, Keefs and TMK. 8 of them still going. Closest battle on track. Maxwell versus Brad Mason for P3, and that is what we are bringing you now. Gap for the leader, 3 seconds. Gap behind Jaden, nearly 10. That does go over 10 seconds now between second and third. The front two really in a league of their own in terms of pace. And Husky Boo looking to make it 2 wins from 2 races here in DRS Extreme, which, coming from last to first and beating the likes of Syme and Bunny's Vengeance last week, was an absolutely impressive job. Here we go, helicopter cam catching it perfectly as Brad closes in, and he's surely going to get by with some DRS help here. Almost squeezed into the pit wall there, but Brad gets the move on Maxwell. Max had a good exit though, and Max might try and fight it back into turn 2, but he doesn't. He pulls out of that one to fight another day. But what a battle these two are having. The gap Syme now by 7 seconds. Tanaka Max reboot his challenge to Brad once again, still within that 1 second mark. Smug is closing slightly on Syme as their tyres age. It should really be Smug the one struggling more than Syme, because he's on mediums and Syme is on the hard tyre, which should be more durable and last longer. Emphasis on should. Surely though those two are going to try and hang it out in and finish on soft tyres. That might make them racy later on. I don't think it's going to trouble the top four. I think aside from individual errors, the main hope for everybody else in this race is that Kusky Boo and Jaden's mediums do not last the distance. Brad almost looking for a late dive that time. Sorry, Max on Brad. They do have very similar cars. It's Brad ahead of Max. Max looking for a late dive, thought better of it. And again, the DRS is not close enough to make a meaningful move. Apologies if this battle is all we're bringing you, but it really is the only thing on track at the moment that's remotely close. Hopefully when Syme and Smug pit, they will come out involved with somebody. Or each other, of course. So Smug has dropped back a little bit now, having started to gain briefly on Syme. Here we go, side by side. Jaden is in the pits. Jaden pits for softs. And Max takes what is now P2 ahead of Brad in third. Jaden is going to rejoin in fourth, is he? Jesse's going to join right next to Syme. And in front of Syme, who is yet to pit. Syme will get some DRS, but I don't think on those very old hard tyres that he is going to be making any moves anytime soon on Jaden on fresh soft tyres. Now what does Kusky Boo do here? Does he hang the mediums out to the end, or does he take the pit stop chance? Brad's still scrapping with Max World. Jaden's got 10 seconds to catch up to this battle, and then another 17 to get to Kusky Boo. There are only 8 laps after this one. So Brad will have another go perhaps at Real Max World here. Jaden already ripping the time out. He's down to 8.5 seconds behind. Senna is catching Easy Life now rather quickly. Simon Smug thinking about the pit box. Syme is indeed into the pits, and so is Smug. So Simon Smug into the pit lane. Easy Life and Senna will go through and pass both of them. It's soft tyres for Syme and soft tyres for Smug. So how racy then are these two going to be in the final stint of the race? Let's see. Senna really catching now Easy Life. And look behind, look, there are Simon Smug. So Easy Life is going to have some defending to do on his old hard tyres. And I think so are Brad and Max in a few laps' time, as Jaden is now just 5 seconds and a bit behind. What's happened to my phone? I don't know. That's okay. Don't know what happened there. I'll cut off my watch. Simon then right onto the back of Senna and Easy Life already. We do have some action in the closing stages here at Baku. Do not rule out another DNF. Brad Mason pits. He's not last in the hards to the end. Jaden sets the fastest lap of the race as he goes back up into P3. Brad will be ahead of Easy Life, and this battle, as you can see, so close together. Easy Life from Senna, from Syme. And Syme's going to make the move, is he? Or is Senna going to make the move? Or are they going to go 3 wide again? Syme makes a dive for the inside. And backs out of it. Senna got the place. Syme got past Easy Life. And will now try again on Senna. Smug yet to find pace on these soft tyres to get involved in this. Syme now passing Senna. And it's up to P5 for Senna. For Syme, sorry. But I think that is as high as he's going to go. Unless Kusky Boo and Max Weld really lose tyres towards the end of the race. Jaden is catching Max Weld very quickly indeed to get his second place back. Smug is now closing the gap a bit to Easy Life. Kusky Boo goes round again. He's still potentially got a pit stop in hand, but I don't think he wants to risk it with Jaden, as Max Weld does pit. Max Weld is into the pits. So nobody apart from Easy Life is making the hard tyres to the end strategy work. Where now are Brad and Syme? Brad is going to go past and up into P3, but Max is going to come out comfortably ahead of Syme, and only just behind Brad. They might renew their rivalry and battle for P3 once again, as Smug passes Easy Life and Senna's into the pits. And so is Easy Life. So everybody on the hard tyre gave up on the hard tyre. Senna into the pits and Easy Life into the pits, and needed a new front wing as well. So everybody will finish on softs apart from perhaps Kusky Boo, who has a 20-second gap to Jaden with just 6 laps remaining. So let's see if Kusky Boo fancies a pit stop. Has he still got the fastest lap? Let's check that. No, he hasn't. That at the moment belongs to Jaden. But surely the 20-second gap is going to be enough for him to nurse these tyres home. Let's see what inroads the field can make in the next lap or two. Into the pits again is Jaden. And Jaden must have got some wing damage from somewhere. Indeed he has, because he's back in the pits. And that's surely Kusky Boo now with the win in hand. He's now actually got a full pit stop in hand. 34 seconds is the gap. So this battle between Brad Mason and Max Weld, that I thought was going to be a battle for the bottom step of the podium, and now suddenly both are on that podium. Jayden rejoins ahead of Syme. And quite a considerable way ahead of Syme. So it's back to this battle again between Brad Mason and Max World. And they're very close together going through the castle section once again. They have closed the gap a little bit to Kuskibu as well. And Max World goes past Brad. And up to P2, round the outside that time. Into the pits is Kuskibu. We assumed he would once he had that 30 seconds. And he is into the pit lane. Where are his rivals, I hear you ask? They are coming into the straight, which is a very long straight, and Kuskibu is out of the pits and on his way. Brad Mason and Max World fighting again, and Brad is into P2 once again. These two will not leave each other alone at the moment. It's been a great battle. I really hope they get to the end and both stand on the podium because they deserve it. It's been a cracking race between the two of them. You can see Jayden in the background there. He's got 7 seconds to find. A similar gap back to Syme and a similar gap back to Smug. Senna then 16 seconds down the road in 7th and Easy Life in 8th. So Brad and Max is the battle. Kuskibu seems to have the race won. Brad and Max the battle for second. Can Jayden reel them in if they fight too hard? And no, he can't because he's out. Jayden is out of the race and we've got a safety car. Unbelievable scenes here. Jayden seems to have binned it towards the exit of the castle section. I'll try and see as we look at Smug go through there. No sign now of his car. But this will make Kuskibu delighted that he did pit. Though he could have done when the safety car was called, of course. But he's got fresh rubber to defend the lead with in what will now be. And into the pits again are Brad and Max. Is Syme going to be able to get there in time? Probably not, because he's got Delta. So that was probably a free pit stop for them, and it will be for Syme as well. Syme into the pits. So everybody seemingly pitting, including Smug, for fresh tyres for what will be a 2-lap sprint race, I'll assume. By the time everybody gets round and catches up, we're looking at lap 24 to start racing at the very quickest. Senna into the pits. Easy Life usually stays out on safety cars and does again. So he is going to pass Senna and up to P6, but Smug has already come out in front of him. So Easy Life up to P6. No other change in order. Senna now exits the pits. And now they can try and catch the safety car, which is going to take a little while, because Kuskibu had the field well stretched out. But does this now bring a late charge for Max or Brad for the win, or for Syme or Smug for a podium, perhaps? We shall see. It's DRS at its finest with a sprint finish to boot. 7 drivers left of 12. Not quite sure what happened to Jaden. He looked to stick on for good points. He was trying to chase down Max and Brad, who were battling, and then suddenly his race ended in a wall. So now we have the front 3 with the safety car. Syme is still about 10 seconds back. He'll close that gap rather quickly. Then Smug, further down the road, has got some catching up to do. And Easy Life and Senna even more so. So are they going to make it round by the end of this lap? It's difficult to say that they will. However, is the safety car going to be generous enough to let them catch up? Because on occasion, the safety car comes in a bit more prematurely when it's this late in a race. So we're on lap 24, so it will surely be the end of this lap to give us a 2-lap sprint race. I've never seen it give us a 1-lap sprint race before. A la Abu Dhabi 21. No, Mikey, that is so not right, etc. So I'm assuming the safety car will be in this lap, and Easy Life is just about making it back to the field, as is Senna. So it's actually turned out pretty much perfect. Yes, safety car in this lap. Husky Boo will take the reins. And we have a 2-lap sprint race finish here in Baku. Husky Boo from Maxwell, from Brad Mason, Syme, Smug, Easy Life and Senna. Everyone is on soft tyres. All of them are fresh. Easy Life's slightly less so. 2 laps. Sprint to the flag to decide this race here in Baku. Can Husky Boo make it 2 from 2? Are we going to see Max World on the podium? Can Syme or Smug make a late charge? We will find out now in the final couple of laps. Syme seemed to leave Smug behind a little bit there. And Senna and Easy Life into the first corner. And Senna up into P6. Senna takes Easy Life into the first corner. Of course, no DRS on this 2-lap sprint race. And maybe a touch with the wall there from Brad. This could bring Syme into play. No damage, it looks like, on that front wing. But Syme is having a look. Syme having a good look at Brad's diffuser now. Doesn't want to risk it into that corner. And we'll have to slow follow through the castle. Maxwell and Husky Boo are away down the road. Brad has got to keep an eye on Syme behind him. Smug unable to make any kind of impact on these two. Senna similarly trying to close on him. Syme though has got some pace here. Has he got enough pace to get by Brad Mason for P3 as we go in towards the final lap of the race? He comes to the inside. Kuskiboo sets the fastest lap of the race. Of course he does. Syme's going to make the dive up the inside. And Brad just managed to hang it out. But Syme's still there. Up the inside again. And this time has he got him? No, Brad still goes. Smug now getting involved. Syme has a look on the inside again. Nothing doing. Fantastic racing for P3 here. Smug's not giving up on it. He's right in behind waiting for an error. Kuskiboo has gone 3 seconds up the road and he's going to complete a superb double. Look at Senna trying to get involved with these. Syme, you don't want to do it there, surely. He's running out of opportunities. Could he go up the outside towards the castle? Round the outside towards the castle and into the wall! Into the wall! And into the wall. That's Smug and Brad. Syme and Brad. And that's put Smug up into P3. Unbelievable finish here in Baku. Smug is into P3. But Senna hasn't given up on this podium yet. Brad is going to cruise round with no front wing and might yet lose out to Syme and Easy Life. But wait a second, because Kuskiboo has won yet again. Maxwell comes second out of the race are Syme and Brad. Smug comes home for P3, Senna in P4, and look at that, just by sticking to it, Easy Life will come home in 5th. Smug and Brad had the incident into the castle and then had another one towards the end of the lap, which took them both out. Easy Life says, thank you very much. P5, Smug Git, the driver of the day from the back of the grid, finishing in P4. But it was all about Kuskiboo. Pole position. Wins the race and can even fly. Look at that. Kuskiboo takes the top step on the podium then. Real Max World takes second and Smug Git was third. Just 5 finishers in the end then. Kuskiboo took the fastest lap as well, and it was a 1:41.5, which is qualifying level laps for most people. Max World finished in 2nd place. Smug took 3rd, Senna in 4th, and Easy Life was 5th. Syme and Brad Mason were classified by the game as a lap down as they crashed out on the final lap. Syme ahead of Brad. And then the DNFs were Jaden, TMK, Keiths, Kevin and Matt Evans. That is the end of another DRS exhibition race with the custom liveries. We are back on Monday with the regular season. I haven't checked what track it is yet because I'm not very good at research. But join us then and you'll find out, and we'll have a full grid once again on both Blobby_Butler and Dynamic Racing League UK. Until then, I've been Blobby Butler. This has been DRS Extreme. Still spaces if you want to join in. Until next time, thank you very much and good night. And now I'm pressing the wrong button. Haha.